Hey guys, it's Des. I just want to do kind of like a really quick review type demo for you on a product that I've really been perfecting my technique on, and it's a very I think it's a really special product, but it takes some technique to use properly, in my opinion. The product that I'm talking about is the Dream Mousse Concealer, the Maybelline Dream Mousse Concealer. Comes in a little tub like this. Let's see if I can, like that, and it says that it has, and it's like a corrector, and it has 0.106 ounces in it, or 3 grams, I think. My color is light ivory, 2 to 3.5. They have like a little, my camera, it doesn't pick up zooming very well, but has like a little system in it where it has the colorations, like there's a light section like ivory, and then it has a number. Here, I have one more I'll compare it to. Okay, so like this is light, but it's ivory 2 to 3.5, and this is cream, but it's light 4 to 5. So like this one's a little bit lighter, but they both say light, and that has like a degree of how light it is. So like this one's 2 to 3.5, so that's lighter than 4 to 5. Do you get it? So kind of has like, I think it goes basically, it like kind of matches itself to the different other Dream Mousse products, like the foundation and stuff, so that you can say, okay, well, I'm a 2 to 3.5 in the concealer, so then in the foundation I'd be within this range, you know what I mean? So that's basically what the whole idea is behind it, I think. I have tried the Dream Mousse foundation as well, but I got it in the wrong color, so I'm not going to really give my opinion on that one yet because the color was way off. I had some issues with the coloration system. I don't know if that's a flaw in the system that they used or just a flaw in me. So, but I didn't really like the coloration system. I had difficulties with it. It might have just been the place that I was looking, my local Walmart. They didn't really have a whole lot of light selection, so I was having difficulty with that. I'm really pale, so I have to make sure that I get like the right kind of, the right kind of light, because there's a lot of different variations. Anyway, so with this specific product, I got this a while ago. I've been reviewing this for a while and trying it out in a lot of different ways. I want to make sure I give you guys a really thorough and accurate review on a product. So in order to do that, I make sure that I have used the product for a good amount of time and tried it in a lot of different variations and a lot of different settings, and so on and so forth, with my skin acting in different ways, so just so I can give you guys a good review. I've probably had this for like 2 to 3 months now, and when I first got it, to be honest with you, I did not like it. I had a lot of high hopes for it because Emily Noel, I believe is her name, she's the newscast lady who does really good reviews here on YouTube. I'm sure you guys have all heard of her. She's really fantastic, but she had recommended this product, and so that's why originally I got interested in it, and I went and got it, and when I first got it, the consistency is definitely mousse-like. I wish my camera would pick it up a little bit better for you guys, but basically, you could probably see the ripples in it and stuff. Looks like kind of like little craters and everything. That's the fluffy mousse consistency. It definitely has like a whipped type mousse consistency to it. And I appreciated that at first, and I thought it was really neat, but I just had issues with it. There isn't like too much of a strong scent to it either, just to let you guys know. But basically what I did was I tried it with my finger, my ring finger, and I dabbed my finger in it, and I would, dab it under my eye and everything, because that's why I wanted it the most. The concealer is for an under eye concealer, and Emily had recommended it as an under eye concealer. So I was like, woohoo, I'm going to totally try this. Because as you guys have probably heard from my other videos, that I do have settling issues under my eyes, so it's taken me a really long time to find a good concealer. And so, I wasn't very happy with it. It did settle in my lines. I felt like the fluffiness completely, the fluffiness completely went away as soon as I touched my finger to it. I felt like it was just it was just like a thin consistency, and I didn't feel like it really did a lot of coverage on my face. I felt like I had to put a lot on for it to do any coverage, and then it would settle really bad, so I just was not happy with it. But after perfecting my technique through the months that I've had it, I have actually found that I really love this concealer, and it is the only concealer that I have found that I actually like. And the technique that I use is just a regular fluffy face brush, and you can just use a big fluffy eye brush for it, or you can actually get a face brush like this. This is a two-sided brush from Walmart. One side of it is kind of broken off, but it just needs to be glued back on. Basically, it's like a concealer brush and a fluffy headed brush, and I like to use this for the concealer. But basically what I do, I have done it to this eye and this area here down and around my nose, and I have not done it to this side. So I didn't say anything in the beginning to see if you guys would notice, but if my camera and my lighting was better, you'd definitely be able to notice, because you can even see it on my crappy camera and crappy lighting. So I know that if you guys could actually see it on good quality video, you'd really be impressed with this. This is the side that doesn't have it on, and I washed my makeup off and I didn't put any concealer on this side. As you can see, there's purple tones in here, pink tones, redness around my nose, redness around this side of my nose, pinkness on my cheek, there's discoloration on my eyelid, veins or, you know, redness right here, definitely discoloration and purpleness under my eye, and my brow doesn't look as highlighted right here. So there's a huge difference there, and as in this one, there's a little bit of discoloration here, but that's probably just because I wanted to make sure to put a light layer on. But as you can tell under here, way different than right here. You can see the purple, you can see the line where my bag hits. This one you can still kind of see the line, but it's such a more smooth of a color and consistency. And when you look at my face, this side looks a lot more awake, a lot more smooth and healthier, and this side looks a little bit like you didn't get any sleep. And the same with my brow. My brow looks more highlighted and lifted right here. The discoloration has been covered and smoothed out here around my nose. Not red and stuff like it is on this side. As you can see, the redness and everything in the creases on the side of my nose. I did this side and I did a little bit here on my cheek. It's not as red. This side is a lot more red right in here and everything. So I just think that's really, really great. A very good demonstration for you guys as to see the difference. And all I did was I took my little fluffy brush here and I took the foundation, and all I do is I just kind of pounce in it a little bit, just tap it, and you'll see a little bit gets on the tip there. And I'm going to show you on this eye, because this eye I've already done. So basically what I do is I'll just do little pouncing motions underneath, just pounce it in, and you can either just pounce it until it's blended, or you can do a little buffy smoothing technique, and that works really well too. Sometimes, most of the time, I mix the two. I'll pounce and I'll buff, pounce and I'll buff. And this concealer is so lightweight. I do not feel it whatsoever. Don't feel anything. It's so comfortable. And that was just a really, really, really light layer right there. And in my opinion, I can already see a difference from what it was before. Right here especially, it's a lot lighter. Right around the edges here, you can see that there's some lightness. So basically all I just pounce it in there, and I just keep doing that until I'm happy with the coverage. And it's just very, very easy to apply with this method, and I would definitely suggest this concealer and this method. If you guys have the tools to do this method, I would suggest this concealer. If not, I wouldn't recommend using this with your finger, especially if you have settling issues around your eyes, or aged skin, any sort of, you know, creases, or dry skin. I have dry skin, and I find that this concealer actually works pretty well with my dry skin. Definitely you don't want to put any sort of concealer on your dry, flaky areas. You know, you want to make sure that they're moisturized, but I did want to try this concealer around my dry, flaky areas just to see what it was like, and it honestly didn't make the flakes any worse or anything. It just kind of, you could still see that my skin was dry and flaky, but it didn't aggravate it anymore. Usually when I try to put a concealer over the top, it kind of makes it look worse than it did before with the flakes. So I am actually really, really impressed with this. And again, this is the Maybelline New York Dream Mousse Concealer. And if you guys are as light as me, again, my color is Ivory Light 2 to 3.5. And the jar, the amount that you're getting in the jar really isn't that much. The jar itself is pretty solid. All that you're seeing there is just solid glass, and it's transparent. The only actual product you're getting is the tiny bit right here, and as you can see, it's not even all the way to the top. But I have had this for a few months, so it might have been to the top when I got it, but still, that's a lot of heavy glass packaging for very little product. So I think the price on this was anywhere from, I think it was about $5-6 maybe at Walmart. So if you guys have that kind of money and you're looking for a good light concealer that you can use around your eye areas, as long as you have the right fluffy tool to use it, I would suggest this. I think it's really, really fun to use. It's comfortable. It's not too expensive. There's a very large variety of colors, and I don't know, honestly, with me, in my opinion, if it can work on my skin, then I feel like it can work on almost anybody's skin, because I have very, very problematic hormonal skin, and I have really wrinkly eyes, and I just feel like I have hooded eyes, semi-hooded eyes, and I have wrinkly under eyes. So I just feel like, and I have really dark circles and bags. So I just feel like if it works on mine, it could really work on yours. So this eye is completely done. This eye just had a tiny bit buffed in while I was discussing the pros and cons to this, just to show you the technique that I used to get it to this coverage. So as you can probably tell, they look even more even. They look more even than they did when I started. So even just the tiny bit of product that I did put on this eye made a difference. So I would definitely recommend this as long as you have a fluffy brush to apply it with. So hope that was useful for you guys. If you have any questions for me or anything, please let me know and I'd be really happy to answer. And I really hope that this was informative and allowed you guys to see you just have to try products out a few different ways before you give your final seal on it, because when I first got this, I hated it, like hated it. And now I actually love it and it's my favorite concealer I've ever used. So goes to show, I guess. All right, guys, I love you so much and stay blessed.